Stevenson, and my presentation is on why police officers should wear body-worn cameras. Crim 311. My first slide shows a character drawing of kind of one of the cons that I'll be discussing further in my presentation, and it basically says, for the officer says, come, we can't afford body-worn cameras basically, come and pay, we can draw you. It's kind of funny, but still one of the reasons, of a con to why a lot of departments don't get body-worn cameras. Budget. And so we talk about the first con is upfront cost. And the first real thing departments have to realize is, you need to buy, say you have a 50-man department. Well, you need to buy 50 different body-worn cameras. And the cost can vary from $300 to $700. And that can be very expensive, especially when you need to pay for it all right up front. Another con to that is the training that you have to give the officers who get the body-worn cameras. And that can be expensive too, because sometimes it's not just one class, and classes can be up to $1,000, and it can be expensive at first. On top of that, you have to store all the stuff. You have to store all the information, and to store all of it, you need a database that can hold all that memory, and that's expensive too. So, for departments that are smaller, they can't afford it, or even counties that are poorer, they can't afford it as well, because there's so many different officers, and they just can't afford it at the time. So another con is the privacy concerns. Police officers are very aware that they are constantly under visual scrutiny, not from just people's phones, from everywhere, but the media is everywhere too. So you have people on their phones ready to record, you have the media ready to attack and present the police in a negative way. But the problem is, one camera view is just one perspective. And so now you reverse the roles, and now the community knows that they are constantly under visual eye of the police, which a lot of people don't already like police officers, so them knowing that they are being recorded 24/7 is kind of an uneasy feeling. So you need to bring that up in public forums where you notify the community that, hey, our department is now getting these body-worn cameras and they are on constantly 24/7, so you will be constantly recorded. Well, a lot of departments don't want to do that. They just go right into it, and then these community people start seeing that, oh wow, we're being constantly recorded. So that's another thing that they had to address. Another con is basically storage of the evidence, and that's what I was explaining with the upfront cost. Having a storage unit in the sense of a database to collect all the information. But not just that, it's not like physical evidence where you can just bag and tag it, like a bloody knife, a gun, and it goes in a storage locker, and if you need it, you can reference it with a number, an ID, to a certain crime, even 20 years ago, or 20 years later. This is going to be a different kind of policy and procedures onto how are we going to store this. Well, so you're going to have different, rules and laws to pull this evidence from the perspective, database, and it's going to be a little bit different because it's not physical, it's digital. Unlike certain digital things where you make a disk and you give it to the prosecutor, this is going to be a little more difficult to do. Another con to it, it's too too fast. So, a lot of police officers are reluctant to move forward in progression. Like, they're stuck in their old ways, even departments, agencies, cities, counties, and all that. And that's something new that it's coming upon them. A lot of departments have already been used to dash cams, which gives a recording, up front, straight of view, and audio, which they're used to. They've had the training. Now you have to deal with the body-worn cameras that are, the different kind of training, how to use them, the proper use, the proper way to store them, the proper way to put them in evidence. And a lot of officers don't want to deal with that, especially ones with 20 years, even 15 years, or 10 years experience, because it's new and they're like, I like the old way, why do we have to change it? That's one of the cons as well. But now, we talk about the pros. I like this, little character picture because it shows the camera point out exactly who it is. And that will lead into my first topic on a pro. It paints a clear picture. Unlike a dash cam, it's nice because you get straight view, you get audio. Unlike that, you have constant visual. Whatever the officer sees is what the camera will see. So now you get a situation where an altercation happens outside of the range of the audio and the video of the dash cam. You have your, body-worn camera, and it'll record it, and you'll exactly get what happened instead of he said, she said scenario in court, which is really good. Another thing you get is the quality of picture. You can figure out just, details in the person. And then also a good thing with a clearer picture, when you go back to do a report, you can reference this video and you'll be able to write the report more accurately and professionally instead of trying to remember through notes or lack of notes. You have it right here. Another pro is improved behavior. You can improve behavior excuse me, not just from the police officers but from the community as well. The police officers, knowing that they have now an extra piece of equipment that is recording what they're doing, well, they're going to behave a little more better to the public. When the public, vice versa, will know that they are being recorded, and statistics shows that from the research that they do behave in a more professional manner. Some don't, but majority of them do because they are being recorded. So another thing is it's one piece of equipment that's less than a pound. It doesn't take up a lot of room, and that's another concern of an officer. And the study that will this get in the way, and it won't. And the research shows that police with body-worn camera experience, that it doesn't get in the way. It's not heavy. It's easy to use, and it's fairly simple. You can have them on your chest, you can have them on your shoulder, your pectoral, your glasses, and it's good because it's not in the way. Even when there's an altercation where there's you have to use physicality to restrain a suspect, it won't break and it won't fall off, and it stays right there. Reduction in complaints. This is great for departments because it doesn't cost money, extra money to send these officers to a behavioral class. You're not having the community, getting angry with the police because lack of trust with